Nick Ilkins, just watched the Burnley game. West Ham 0, Burnley 1. Jack, it was a very, very frustrating night tonight, and we find ourselves once again in amongst it.
Yeah, I completely agree with the frustrating side of it. I think first half, we actually played really well. I couldn't believe at half time that we weren't winning, yet we found ourselves behind. And I think it kind of sums up the difference between us and Burnley, because I don't think they're that good of a. They've not got many individually good players, but they're where they are because they can defend, and we're where we are because we can't defend. The goal we conceded was criminal. They hadn't had even a sniff on our goal the whole game. Cross, no one blocks it. Chris was going for it with his foot, and then we found ourselves behind and in trouble again.
Look, you think Moyes got the starting lineup right?
To be fair, I think myself, along with, I was looking on Twitter before the match, everyone was happy with the lineup. People thought Yarmolenko had done enough to start, and he played really well the other day against Chelsea and earned his start, but I didn't think when he got his start, he didn't do enough. I didn't think Fornals was really influential in the game. And then when it is going wrong and it's time to make the subs, I think firstly he hasn't made enough subs, and he's waited until the 87th minute to bring a Yeti on and actually have a go at it. Like, I just think he's waited too long. Maybe should have put Wilshere on, because against Burnley, you can't set up to just cross the ball into the box, because that's their strength. They're good at winning aerial balls, and we didn't get a sniff.
Well, this is a bit of a problem, isn't it, Jack? Because it just seems we've got one way of playing, and then there's no other plan other than that way, you know. And it will work against Chelsea and all them lovely teams that like to play good football, but against the likes of Burnley, it's not going to work. And you know, you've got 5 substitutes there, and he's only using 2 per game. We looked leggy at the end of the game. The games are coming thick and fast now. Rice looked a bit leggy tonight. I thought Souček looked a bit leggy towards the end of the game. Antonio was holding his hamstrings, which is going to be a real, you know, problem if he goes out, because he's been one of our most consistent performers. But I think the lack of trust he has in some of the players in that squad, especially some of the big earners like Lanzini, Wilshere, you know, when you're needing a goal and you need to create, surely they're the type of players you want to be looking at.
I think, like you said, especially Wilshere, he's the one that all the fans are looking at. We've been waiting for him to get fit because we know what he can do. And in the position we're in, he's the one that's going to find that pass. Like, even when we brought Haller on, it was like we brought the big man on and stopped getting the crosses. When teams are sitting deep, like Burnley, you can't play that way. You've got to play another way. You've got to build it up, get through them in another way with players like Jack Wilshere and maybe even Lanzini. But we just didn't play it right today, I don't think.
One of the turning points of the game, mate, was the VAR decision. It wasn't, and that was the knee-eye tackle on Bowen.
That I was just about to get onto that, actually, because that I could not believe. I don't even think they looked at it. That was the frustration to me. They didn't even take a break in the game, especially, I think this is the worst thing about VAR, is when last night, less than 24 hours ago, there had been a tackle in the exact same fashion, knee height studs up, and he's got sent off for it. Yet today, they haven't even taken it to VAR. I think, even though we didn't play well and there was disappointing performances, that could have easily, with about half an hour to go, been a turning point. Because VAR, for the 3rd time in 2 weeks, has cost us again. These could be things that we look back on at the end of the season.
Well, this is the thing. The thing I've made to a couple of the last callers is that, you know, does the referee have to call for the VAR? What are they looking at it? I don't understand. I don't understand what gets looked at and what don't, and I think that's where a lot of my frustration is coming from, because I know VAR can work. I look at it in other countries and it works really well, and I look at it in this country and it's just so inconsistent. It's unreal.
Yeah, I can't. It seems that at the moment you're watching the majority of the games, even the Man United Bournemouth game the other day. I was watching it, and it was a great game, but all that's being talked about is VAR, because it's playing up big time. They look at things that you think they should look at, yet things that are clear cut they're not looking at. I genuinely do think that in the World Cup a couple of years ago, it worked best when the ref got to go over and look at the monitor. Unless it's offside,
To be
I
fair,
think we should sort of let them know.
that's what he did last night.
Exactly, and it worked. I took one look at it, and I do agree that it's the people in Stockley Park that are getting it wrong, but they should encourage the refs. Even if the refs think they need to have a look at it, they can make the decision themselves to go and look at it. It's just so badly organised.
We're right back in it now, Jack. Do you think we'll start?
I think next week or at the weekend at Norwich, I think if we win that, we're safe. If we lose it or don't win it, based on what I've seen recently, we deserve to be back down there. But I think based on how poor form of Norwich and Villa are, I think we will start now.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thanks, mate.